Hey everyone, let's talk about Minsk, the capital of Belarus. It's in Eastern Europe, right on the Svisloch and Liepaja rivers. Today, Minsk is a big, modern city with over 2 million people. It's been through a lot, but it always bounces back. From a tiny town to a bustling city, Minsk has a really interesting story. It's a mix of old and new, with reminders of its past alongside modern buildings and parks. Minsk is tough, and you can see it in its buildings, its people, and its spirit. It's a welcoming city, ready for visitors to explore its history and culture. Minsk's story begins way back in the 11th century. The first time we hear about it is in 1067. It was just a small village then, but by 1101 it had grown into an important town. It became a center for trade and culture, but things weren't always easy. Minsk had some tough times, like big fires and fights with nearby towns. These early struggles made the people of Minsk strong and determined to rebuild. Minsk is in a really important spot in Eastern Europe, so lots of empires wanted it. In the 1300s, Minsk became part of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Later it was ruled by Poland and Lithuania together. These changes brought new cultures and religions, which you can still see in the city's buildings and traditions. Then, in the late 1700s, Russia took over. This was a big change for Minsk. Under Russian rule, it became a big industrial city with factories and railroads. This changed how the city looked and how people made a living. Even with good times, Minsk still had problems. In the 1800s, huge fires destroyed many of its wooden buildings. During World War I, Germany took over Minsk, causing lots of damage and hardship. But the worst was World War II. From 1941 to 1944, the Nazis occupied Minsk and almost completely destroyed it. But after the war, Minsk was rebuilt with wide streets, big parks, and Soviet-style buildings. The city and its people were determined to rebuild quickly. In 1919, Minsk became the capital of the Belarusian Soviet Socialist Republic. This was a new beginning. Then, when the Soviet Union ended, Minsk became the capital of the independent Republic of Belarus in 1991. Today, Minsk is a busy and exciting city. It's the most important city for business and culture in Belarus. There are lots of theaters, museums, and art galleries. You can still see some of the marks from its difficult past, which remind us how tough Minsk is. It's a city that has overcome so much and is now the heart of Belarus.